Goedemiddag Ulrich,
Middag.
hoe gaat het?
Goed en zelf?
Ik kan niet klagen. Yeah.
Thanks.
We're here to chat about Afrikaans culture today, and it's going to be a bit different than the other episodes I've recorded so far, just because we both come from the Afrikaans culture. I think we might have some differences potentially, but we come from the same source, to a certain extent. I think you have German roots more than I do.
Yeah, maybe a bit. No, it wasn't that obvious. It wasn't something we practiced a lot, or the food a little bit maybe, those kind of things. But yeah, I don't have a language integration with German.
Okay. So you're not necessarily, you're Afrikaans South African, not German South African.
Yeah, true. On my mother's side, more Irish, so I would say we practice those things more.
All right.
She's a Catholic, St. Paddy's Day, get wasted.
Yeah.
The cultural things.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is alcohol is a big part of a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
Afrikaans people.
The fun ones anyway.
Yeah, fun ones. Yeah, Afrikaans people, we sape.
Yeah,
we can sape.
it's a problem.
No, it's not a problem unless you think it's a problem,
It can be a problem. It's not a problem for me, but yeah.
Yeah, no. But I want to just talk about Afrikaans culture. It's kind of a difficult word, culture, because everybody's experience of their own culture is very different. So I want to just kind of get your subjective experience of how you grew up. And I'm going to ask a few introductory questions real quick. The first thing I want to ask is, what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say Afrikaans? First thing that pops into your head.
A language.
A language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to mind, because so it's a language. Then it has its subcultures from there, and those cultures are different.
Yeah. No, it's the truth, man. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the language is the root of it.
Yeah.
I always say Afrikaans is the language of my heart. In English, I think Nelson Mandela had this quote where he said, if you speak to a man in a language he understands, you'll speak to his mind.
Yeah.
And if you speak to a man in his language, you speak to his heart,
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it's the first language I heard. The first people that loved me spoke that language.
Yeah.
So it's deeply rooted in me.
True.
Yeah.
No, it's there. But culture-wise, Afrikaans, I see it as Christian. Yeah.
100%.
Christian. And maybe a bit of a Western culture in a way. But a weird, isolated Western culture that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah. We have a very deep tie with westernized culture, big birthdays like the Sweet 16, 18th birthday, 21st.
Yeah.
That's very Western of us.
True, but conservative in a way.
Yes, definitely. I asked Meta AI this morning.
Yeah.
Because that's where I get all my information.
Nice. As you should.
As you should. Yeah. From an AI that doesn't know how to think, only knows how to mimic.
Yeah, not millistrong.com.
Not Millistrong. I forgot about Millistrong, dude. Yeah, Millistrong helped me a lot. Half of my assignments.
Yeah. They can check plagiarism back then.
Yeah, no, there's no plagiarism. Just change 2 words and then it's you're the source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old days.
Yeah, but and then what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say South Africa?
I think potential.
Potential.
Yeah, and home.
100%, dude. I feel those as well.
Definitely. I love it, yeah. I absolutely love it, yeah. It's crazy. So many different places in South Africa, so it's very different. I grew up in Joburg, so Joburg is home.
Yeah.
And you have that love-hate relationship with it.
Especially Joburg. Joburg is one of those cities that's it's there's a heartbeat here.
Yeah, but it's big.
And it's and it's tachycardic, it's a heart that's about to have a heart attack. That's the kind of heartbeat that Joburg's got.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I'm also from Joburg. Would you say that you're a Joburger?
Yeah.
Do you say that?
I think so. I grew up in Joburg, East Rand, Kempton Park. Grew up there. My first job was in Sandton when I was like 19. So like my first like full-time job. So I grew up, always lived in Joburg, lived in Sandton, Midrand. So yeah, I know Joburg pretty well.
Yeah, it's home. You know,
Always
there's-
been here. Left for a little bit.
Yeah, I was driving yesterday and thinking like the greenery we have. It's unlike any other city in the world. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. The greenery, robbery, bribery.
All the rees.
Yeah. Got all of them over here.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, I do love it.
Mm.
But it's like a kind of Wild West. It's like a Gotham City in a way.
It is for sure. It is like we live. Two worlds exist here in Joburg.
Yeah.
You know.
It's wild. But I love other places in South Africa too, like the Free State. Love that shit.
Yeah, Blas.
Mm.
You know,
Very
I mean,
nice.
it's just it feels like it's built into us. You know, the
Yeah.
appreciation for that peace that exists
Yeah,
in die platteland.
definitely. Yeah, I get why people stayed.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, this is pretty nice. Europe is rainy and cold.
So
Full of
you lived in
wars.
Europe? Did you live in Europe for a while?
No, I didn't. But my ancestors probably did.
Yeah, that's
If I
why we
had
left.
If I had to
man.
guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Too much war and rain and cold. That sucks.
No.
Fishing and good weather
There's all those liberals
in Europe.
in Europe.
Yeah. Good old liberals.
Yeah, good old liberals. Let's take a left turn here. I want to
Those
ask
refugees.
refugees. Yeah, it's a weird place. Like, I might be wrong. This might not be a fact at all. But in Sweden, Islam is like one of the main religions now, due to all the refugees that have gone there. And, you know, do with that information what you will.
Yeah, they changed the album of ABBA. They changed the name. Did you hear it? From ABBA
What?
to
What are they-
Mecca.
You're joking.
No, I'm fucking around. Trying to get us both killed.
All right. Well, I want to ask, growing up, did you grow up in like, growing up in Joburg, we grew up in a very mixed environment. You know, it wasn't necessarily very Afrikaans. But what I found in my upbringing is there is still kind of an isolation or a group mentality when it comes to Afrikaans culture. It's like you stick to the Afrikaans people. How did you grow up? Did you grow up immersed in your culture or in a multicultural
Yeah, I
environment?
think it was definitely multicultural. My parents were chill. It does come with its challenges. Like I was in an Afrikaans school or in Afrikaans schools, but it was like a bilingual school, so it was mixed. So I was always, I wouldn't say that I was like deeply immersed in the Afrikaans culture. Spoke it, communicate, use it to communicate and stuff, but never like voortrekker shit. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, never voortrekkers or
Yeah, never voortrekkers.
volksspelen.
No, but like rugby and sport, Afrikaans schools, those kind of things, into that, but never like a deliberate like appreciation for the culture or for the past in a way, because it can go down weird paths.
It
obviously.
does. It does.
Like you get your like people who like they don't even like the old flag. They like the flag before that.
Yeah.
Like one with 4 colors and shit like that. So they're kind of weird. They like the Amish of Afrikaans, right?
Yeah. I've got a joke about those guys, the Oranjas and
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
those
Do they use that
traditionalists.
flag?
They use a flag that's very similar to the previous one, like the Dutch flag with some extras. So they've modified it a little bit, but you know they do wave the old flag back in Oranje.
Oh really? I thought they had their own one. I haven't been.
No, I haven't been either, but I had to do my research.
Have you been?
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
not that I can't go there. It's just that they don't have any strip clubs or Afrikaans strip club. That can be
Afrikaans
fun.
strip, yo, that must be sad.
Yeah, Yeah, because it's too close to home. Like, yeah, that's why like the hobos of your own race, like they make you angry. Prostitutes, not prostitutes. Sorry, I mean strippers.
Strippers.
How dare I make that mistake? They should be from Russia.
Better.
Yeah,
It's removed.
it's detached.
It's detached. This is like, you're just another one of the whites, you know.
Well, yeah, they are kind of some of them.
Yeah, but they're very different there.
Yeah, a little bit long foreheads.
Anyway.
Sorry, yeah.
So your primary school, high school, were they both dual medium, high school, primary school?
Yeah, close to each other.
And did you have class in Afrikaans?
Yes.
Like maths and all
Yeah.
those. Yeah?
Yes, I did. In primary school, for a time it was Afrikaans, for a time it was English.
Okay.
They try to move more to the English side.
Mm.
But yeah, I had class in Afrikaans. I think my English spelling is way better than my Afrikaans spelling. Just like the things that I enjoy to read are English. I do like Dion Meyer. That's Afrikaans guy. But yeah, education in Afrikaans, I would say. Except for university, that was English.
Yeah, mine too. I mean, I went to primary school Afrikaans, primary school Afrikaans high school. I went to Noordheuvel.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like one of the top Afrikaans high schools in Joburg.
Yeah.
It was very interesting because you're very like isolated in a way. You know, it's like Afrikaans only. The way I feel like some of these schools pick teachers is like, are you Afrikaans?
Yeah.
Cool. Are you Christian? Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you like rugby? Right. And then have you ever done maths in your life? Kind of. Awesome. You're going to teach the matrics now.
Yeah. True, you've been promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say, like I went to public schools, but they were very good public schools. All of our teachers had degrees, university degrees. They were really good, well qualified. Not the richest schools, but we had enough. Like that's one thing that I appreciate of the community. Like they pushed education, they valued education a lot. It's embarrassing not to do well. It's not like, yeah.
It is embarrassing, you know, and I do feel like, I wonder what you think about this. Do you think that Afrikaans culture values education?
Yes, definitely. I don't know if it does as much as the Indians do. Or the Jews. I know I'm sweaty, but this fly is too much.
We've got a traveler here.
Insult to injury over here. I don't know if like the Afrikaans value it as much. Like some of them do, definitely. But like the Indian people as a whole value it a lot.
Yeah.
I think anybody that comes from a place that they had to run away from value education a lot, because they know the only way to get out, if shit happens here, is education again.
Yeah. There's actually a very interesting thing. This is a bit of a side note, but did you know that the Ashkenazi Jews in New York and in America have I think it's a 10 or 15 point IQ higher than the IQs of the general population in America?
Yeah, Jews have the highest IQ on average.
Yeah, it's because like the ones that got away were the ones that were smart enough to kind of maneuver their way out.
So you're saying the ones who died were dumb?
Not saying that necessarily.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But there's like, anyway.
Yeah.
In Afrikaans, I feel like Afrikaans as a culture can be quite traditional often. And I think Joburg Afrikaans is quite different to like farm Afrikaans or any Afrikaans outside of Joburg. Even if you go to the Northwest, Limpopo, Free State, you know, the way that the culture works there and flows there is quite a bit different. What do you see either in your own family or in like what you've seen around? Like, do you feel like the traditional roles have been kept? You know, the traditional roles of a man and a woman in a household.
Yeah. I think so. So, like growing up, there were gay people in my family, but they were like the old school gays, you know, like they'd look like normal people with their normal hair color and just be like, oh, I prefer to suck dick.
Yeah, Aki's men. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I kissed men on the mouth.
Yeah.
And other places too.
Yo, that's
Not-
something weird. Sorry, I'm cutting you off
No,
here,
it's
but
cool.
there's something that came to mind is like tannies that kiss you on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of those old tannies in your family?
Yeah, of course, the one with the moustaches.
Yeah, with the mustaches and the thick layers, like 4 different types of lipstick applied.
COVID helped me a lot with that. Like I was kiss greeting my dad up until COVID. Like,
Yeah,
I thought it was never gonna stop.
I thought I'd have to go to the police at some point.
Turn him in, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. It's very like we are very affectionate people. I love hugs. I'm a big hugger.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like we're very affectionate Afrikaans people, and specifically within family.
Yeah. I don't like the kissing thing though.
Me neither.
don't
It
wanna
was
kiss.
gross from
Yeah.
like I've got some aunties now that still go for it. You know, they still
Still
try,
wanna
and
kiss.
then and I just like move my head around and give them a big hug. You know,
Oh damn.
I want to
yeah.
say hi,
Yeah.
but I don't want to.
Kissing on the mouth, that's
Yeah, it's intense.
especially they come from far away. They come to visit from Free State. You've been in the car for like 4 hours, and you want to kiss. I literally see
Where's
that.
your mouth been?
Yeah.
If your mouth's been in the Free State, keep it off of my lips.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, no, and
But yeah, sorry, on the traditional thing, yeah, definitely. I think the traditional family thing, and that's great. You know, most of my friends grew up in a family home.
like a nuclear family
Yeah.
type of home.
And even if their parents got divorced, like the parents will live close to each other because they put importance to that. They value that. And I agree with that. But like combining that with like, oh, that uncle is gay, so he's not going to be like getting married or whatever.
He is, but not the same way, and not in a church.
Probably not.
Not
no.
in any church,
No.
that's for sure.
Probably like in the Vegas of South Africa,
Yeah,
which is
it's either somewhere in KZN or in the Western Cape.
could
I
be,
think.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, Emperor's Palace.
Emperor's Palace getting married in the East
Yeah,
End.
the first 2 men who got married in South Africa were like 2 Afrikaans wimps.
Yeah, you know, there's something like with the kind of repression in a very strict culture. You know, I think Calvinism had a big way in how our grandparents grew up. You know, that like conservative religious life.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
yeah. All right, and then growing up, I don't know if you've heard this as much as I heard it, but there was this feeling of the children should be seen and not heard. You know, there's this role of the elders and the respect of when the parents are talking, when the adults are talking, the adults are talking. Have you felt that in your upbringing or not very much?
Yeah, absolutely. Like respect, know your place, because children just want to talk about shit, right? Like you don't get to see your adult friends a lot, maybe. And now you're talking about something they want to tell you about a serious situation. You want to be like, Mama, like, go away.
Yeah.
Like that's good. I think children should know their place because in life you should know your place. And if your parents aren't going to teach it to you, someone is who's not going to care about you as much as your parents do. So like your parents telling you that when we are talking, like go mind your own business. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Helps you with self-control. All kids should do that. Or that should be done with all kids.
Yeah. They should know when. Yeah. I mean, I do
Social
agree
skills.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called social skills.
It is. Like if you go
Read the room.
yeah, you start at a job, you're the receptionist. Now you're there in a meeting with a boss because you just have to be there. Everyone has to hear this. Now you're like throwing out suggestions. Like, no, I want to talk about my day. Like, shut up. So if you're the child, you're like the receptionist at a job.
Like, Mama. Stephen was, and then I was, and I.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting. And then like raising kids in Afrikaans, like dude, you can drive an hour in any direction from here, and you will find people barefoot in Spa. Afrikaans people barefoot in Spa.
Yeah.
You know, I risk it sometimes.
Barefoot. Aren't you afraid of like worms and shit?
Worms.
Yeah. You get those little like those little round worms. What are they called?
Ringworms.
Yeah.
Isn't that butthole stuff?
No, that's ring sting.
It's when you eat too much curry.
Sure. If you don't chew it.
So did you go to church growing up?
I did, yeah.
Until what age?
I don't know, maybe high school. I started going to church, like to a youth thing on Thursday nights, but that was mostly to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I did go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
listen. I was like during the sermon, I was like, Jesus, I'm wrong. I'll never smoke a cigarette again. As soon as that shit ended, back at it.
Yeah. Luckily, you could just ask forgiveness.
That's a nice part.
Yeah. No, that's actually messed up. Yeah.
No, but you have to mean it. Though. You have to mean.
You do have to mean it.
But yeah, no, I did go to church.
Mm.
I'm Christian.
Yeah.
But I like the values as a whole. Like laws have been built on those values. That's what I live by. I'm not the kind of Christian to have like those, to think the earth is 10,000 years old. I see the value in it.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. And I do kind of subscribe to the same. I do really appreciate the values. It was the values that I was brought up with, and it made me the person I am today. And like you said, the laws have been built on those values.
Yeah.
And the laws of most relatively peaceful nations. In South Africa, we were pretty peaceful.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think anywhere in Joburg, if you walk up to most men and you're like, do you want to fight?
Yeah.
They'll fight you.
Yeah. And if you go to Boksburg, you don't even have to ask.
No, you just look at people. Yeah.
Why do you think they call it Boksburg?
No, it's terrible. Like I grew up in Kempton Park, so we went to like bars there and stuff. I hate it because at the bars, like people have things to prove and stuff.
Yeah.
We had always fights.
Yeah.
Always fights at the bars, and I'm not a violent guy.
No. Me neither, but sometimes you need to fight or get out of there, you know?
Yeah.
Like you get two options. It's either fight to stay or leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah. True, but you're right. It is peaceful in the way that if someone like makes a situation unsafe, then the consensus is to remove that person from the people don't like those kind of people.
Yeah. No. It's not right. You mustn't do that.
Exactly.
Have you been to weddings, Afrikaans weddings, or like? No.
I haven't been to a lot of weddings. I've been to my brother's wedding. I've been to my mom's wedding. The fourth wedding. And a third wedding. So I've been to two of my mom's weddings. And
were you a ring bearer in any of the weddings?
No.
Was that the dog's job?
It wasn't even that fancy, no.
Okay. All right. So what's your like, have you been to any weddings from other cultures, like Indian weddings or African weddings?
No.
I mean, neither. I've been to East Rand weddings. I attended a wedding in Nigel. You know.
That's Indian.
Nah, bro.
Not Indian people there.
That was like Afrikaans, like East Rand Afrikaans people, and not Kempton Park East Rand.
Was it on like the plots?
East? No, dude. It was in this dingy street. That was like, it was a car dealership right next to the chapel. You know, that was that was the vibe.
Okay.
But it was a beautiful wedding. You know, and I think it's how a lot of the Joburg Afrikaans culture it veers towards just general Western culture. You know, you have the reception, you have the ceremony, and then afterwards you eat and dance and speeches and everything. You know, that's kind of the formula.
Definitely.
Did you experience the same with like the weddings you've attended?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, pretty much you have the chapel, do your wedding thing, go have a party, have some drinks, open bar or closed bar. Yeah. My mom had an open bar at the second one. That was nice. It was very nice. My brother, his wedding, it was nice, very beautiful. Some people were a bit like they were from, yeah, no, they were common, tap it.
Yeah.
They were like spinning a plate on the ground while he was speeching and like,
Spinning a plate.
yeah, like, you know, when you take a plate and you like just spin it, let it just like, so it makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, there's
Yes,
Yeah.
the whole time while he was speeching. Like,
Did he stop his speech to re-spin it?
no, he wasn't spinning it. Like the other guys were spinning it.
Yeah.
Like from the East Rand.
Yeah,
From
no,
the
you,
East
like, you
Rand,
didn't
yeah.
have to say it, you know?
Far East. So yeah. So that was not nice. I didn't like it. But I didn't want to stop it because I didn't invite them.
It's your brother's wedding, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but that's what I love about the language. Hey? You said two words there that like that connect with me. It's kom and tap it. And there's also Zef.
Yeah.
And those are the three horsemen of Benoni.
Yeah, this one guy, he bought like one of the Tappet guys, like he bought a new Hilux bucky, like a nice one. Then he would just like, we'd stand and chill and he'd just like pull his bucky up close to where we're standing and just leave it idling. So that you have to ask like, hey, whose bucky's idling? That's mine.
He's wasting petrol, man. Yes.
Yeah.
But just to be like, oh, look, I've got a bucky.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't get it. Yeah. It's amazing.
And funerals?
Funerals, went to my grandma's funeral. It was in the Free State. It was nice. It was small. I think we had some nice egg salad sandwiches as our tradition.
Yeah, as is tradition.
Yeah, we didn't have an open casket, so I didn't get to kiss her on the mouth for the last time.
For the last time.
I'm really upset about that, actually.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Didn't get my last kiss in.
Still time. You know,
But-
it's buried.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know. I heard this from a black guy, but apparently you guys have to dig the hole. At black funerals, you guys have to dig the holes. That sucks, bro.
Yeah. Well, there's a group of, young men there in every village or
Yeah.
every place. Yeah. That's like, they are not, I guess it's volunteering. Like, yeah,
Okay.
you volunteer that. I'm one of the grave diggers.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's not a family thing, necessarily.
Nah. It's
I
not a
heard
family
from
thing.
Tall, Dark, and Handsome the other day. He was like, yeah, we all had to dig. Like, you make turns, the men.
It could be a different culture because I think,
Possibly.
I'm not sure exactly which culture he's from
I forgot.
or what his heritage is, you know.
Mm.
But it could be like a cultural difference. That's something I should add to the
Yeah.
to the list because
But I can dig if I want to. Like if it's in my family, then
I
they
hear
go
you.
in there. I can go with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to help out.
Sure. I hear you. No, I'm there in the back with the egg salad sandwiches.
yeah, just looking at the Omar going down into the grave.
No, for that part, like while they're digging, I wasn't there for that. We got there. So I was like, this hole for her. Well, who else is it for?
How old were you at this time?
This was in 2021.
Okay, not too long ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, she died of cancer.
Condolences, man.
Yeah, all good. But no, I love my granny. Got some cool stuff from her.
Yeah, hey, yo, an Omar,
Yeah.
a real Omar.
Yeah,
That's something
we were
special.
like super close. But yeah, it was sad.
She lived there in the Free State.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kroonstad.
Kroonstad, yo,
Yeah,
that's Free State.
yeah, very deep.
Yeah, no, there's something special. I mean, I had a very close relationship with my grandmother. My Oma meant a lot to me. She passed away when I was 10, and I vaguely remember her funeral. You know, but it's just the general structure. There's a church service with a casket there,
Yeah.
which is always awkward for me. It's like, why do they have to be here? You know, I guess we're here for them.
It's there. It's here for them. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's awkward because it's like the pastor's just talking next to a corpse, and he's like, from ashes to ashes.
It was weird for me. Like that was I went to my grandfather's funeral like many years ago when I was small. So I remember that, but it wasn't like something. But like I really appreciated like Christianity for that to help me to like we're going into the church. The pastor says his thing. And then we put her in the ground, and it's like there's like I get now why people want to find the bodies of their loved ones.
Mm.
Right? Like, oh no, she's dead, but just bring a body back. I always thought, like, what do you want to do with a body? Like, weekend at Bernie's. Like, what's up with that? Like, he or she is dead.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, well, mostly it's a she and she was a prostitute, but I'm talking about crime shows.
Yeah,
So that's the number one victim.
Exhume.
Yeah. So when you put the body on the ground, it's like, and with a whole spiritual thing
There's
around
like
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There's
you
a
get-
peace that comes with it.
Definitely. There's
Yeah.
a peace. You say goodbye. You go through the procedures. You go through the rituals. And rituals are good. Good rituals are good.
No, I agree. I mean, that's one of the rituals that kind of connects me to the culture to a certain extent, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than Afrikaans culture. It's about life events. You know, it's
Yeah.
important to have that funeral to either kickstart or support the grieving process.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
It's an age old thing. Everybody has funerals. You know, there's like
Yeah, it's not
we
going
all
to go
bury our
away.
loved ones, or
True.
yeah. What's something from the Afrikaans culture that you feel like you're proud of to have within you, or yeah,
I like that, like expectations to do something well. Like if you do something, like if my dad gave me something to do, like I know he expects me to do it well. And I like that. I don't think it's a bad thing to expect to have like expectations, high expectations.
yeah,
Like what I like about Afrikaans people, like the older guys, like if they look at like someone doing like a wire on the wall, they'd be like, who the fuck did this? They'll be upset that it's not done well.
yeah, yeah. It's like, go get me the fucking
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe that like German, I don't think we're as productive as the Germans. Like the Germans make their own stuff. We
Yeah.
like take a Hilux and make it even better.
yeah, yeah,
They make their own stuff, but like engineering and like making stuff and like a boermokkerplan, that kind of thing. I enjoy that about it.
yeah. No, it's the truth. It's like you work with what you have.
Yeah.
You know, there's something I really appreciate that as well.
And do it well.
Yeah,
Make the most of it.
yeah,
Like if you have a little car, like make sure it's neat at least. Make
yes,
sure it's clean.
yeah,
That kind of
100%.
thing.
You know, what I value from the Afrikaans culture is the way we know how to find tranquility. You know, for example, fishing and camping. You know, there's tranquility. We find it and we live it. You know, we go there, we go fishing. I know you're a big fisherman. I'm a big camper myself, and like to just go and pitch a tent by a dam or by a river and just kind of chill there,
That's
crack
lovely.
open
Yeah.
a beer, fry some meat.
It's amazing. I think that's why we like South Africa so much. The weather just permits for it. Like in South Africa, we have so many beautiful like resorts and stuff you can go to. Camp next to it, fish. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's
Really
it's
amazing.
very special. Hey, I mean,
You're so lucky, yeah.
nowhere else in the world like it.
Yeah.
Specifically, Joburg has some of the best weather. It's quite dry,
Yeah.
but you know, last night it rained and it was a special. I don't know if it rained in Midrand where you are, but
I don't know.
like yes, man, it did fucking so so.
Oh yeah, I did. It did. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was very nice. Hey, I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, we super lucky. I've lived in Beijing for 2 years and the weather is horrible.
Yeah.
Too hot, too cold.
Everything air conditioned.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be inside the whole time.
Mm.
But it's just windy, super windy. We have great weather.
Yeah, it's true.
Super privileged.
It's true.
And a lot of swimming pools. I love that about it.
Yo, like I was driving yesterday and I was thinking, yo, this is swimming weather.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. Watermelon in the swimming pool.
Watermelon in the swimming pool, a beer,
Yeah.
a dog. That's also something about Afrikaans.
Yeah.
Like we love dogs. Afrikaans people fucking love dogs. Man's best
Definitely.
friend, you know. There's nothing. I love dogs. I grew up with dogs, you know. Did you grow up with dogs?
Yeah, absolutely.
All along.
Yeah, we when they died, we buried them in the yard. Some of them, if they were like dying slowly, we'd like help them out with that.
Well, one of my dogs was on chronic medication for 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry. What was wrong with it?
I'm not sure. He just had arthritis. He was very old, and then he got lumpy, which we found out later was a fungal infection. And then we had to take him to the vet, get that lethal injection.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah.
you could have just taken it out back.
Yeah, we didn't have guns. And what am I going to do? Get a shovel? And
Yeah, no, that's going to take a while.
he was old. It was going to take three
Okay.
shots. Yeah. And then the last thing I want to ask, because I think we can wrap it up about here. I've got 2 more questions that I want to ask you. And the first thing is, can you kind of share an idiom or a saying in Afrikaans that you love or use often? Like, do you have a favorite saying or a favorite idiom?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a bit of a thinker.
Yeah. Nothing that comes to mind.
Yeah, like a boer maak 'n plan is a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I forgot what mine was now. But Afrikaans, we have, since it's a language, first and foremost, the culture was shaped around the language, or the language and the culture developed together.
Yeah.
We have a very rich literary history. So right before you came, I was actually reading a poem. I might read it in a minute, just sitting in front of the camera. Do you want to hear the poem?
Sure.
Actually, you can do that quickly. I'll be right back. I think I'll read just 2 stanzas or 2 paragraphs out of this, and myn sussie wat uit Holland kom, die hou verniet haar groot. Die lig is al te skerp vir haar, sy is al amper dood. Die dokters kom nou by mekaar, wil maak te saam 'n band. Maar tog met al die doktery word sy nooit weer gesond. My niggie met haar stywe nek, die loop in rooi satijn, en baie jongmans loop haar na. Sy denk hier baas te zijn. Maar as die avonduurtjie kom, dan is die klomp by my. Die hartjie voor en die hartjie na, laat ons bietjie vry. As ek maar eers myn vrye red, 'n digter vol van moed, een wat my om myself bemin, en nie maar om my goed. Wanneer die vryer kom tot my, vat ek hom by die hand, en maak ek hom, hoe swak ek skyn, nog koning in die land.
So if you don't know what that was about, she's a prostitute.
She might be a prostitute.
So she's like
And
my
her sister's
cousin. Like everybody walks after my cousin, but at night they come crawling back.
Yeah.
So, okay, so she's the ugly one, but willing to put out.
It's up to your interpretation.
So during the day, they're like, hey, let's get some of your cousin. She's the pretty one. Then at night, it didn't work out for them. Like, okay, but
Yeah.
bumping in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just like, we have such a beautiful language.
Yeah.
And I really want to teach my kids the Afrikaans language. I really want them to know and to be able to speak it with me.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're going to bring that into, I don't know if you actually want kids in the next phase of life?
Yeah, I do.
You do. Are you going to raise them somewhat Afrikaans?
Maybe conversational, but I'll have to put them in English schools. I think it's just easier, like especially if you want to get a degree,
Yeah.
go to university. But like conversational, yeah, definitely.
100%, dude.
But in Joburg, where Joburg isn't that Afrikaans. Like Joburg isn't very Afrikaans. Like if you
No.
go to Pretoria, if you go to Free State, to the Cape, that's way more Afrikaans. So it depends on where I live. Like if I live in China, which hopefully not because I don't like communism, they'd probably be learning Chinese. So if I move to the Free State, I'll be like, okay, trappe van vergelijking, like that kind of shit.
Stompie methode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more I think I want to talk about the Afrikaans culture. Now that we've had this conversation, there's so much more
Yeah.
around, because there's also the fact that Afrikaans is not just spoken by white Afrikaans people, you know, it's spoken by colored people and by people from different backgrounds, and we actually grew together, you know.
Yeah.
Afrikaans was not originally spoken by white people. It was spoken
Yeah.
by the Malay slaves in the Cape Colony. You know, Afrikaans was first called kombuisstaal,
Yeah.
and it was the language spoken in the kitchens. And then it just, from there, over 400 years, it evolved into this language spoken by everybody. And you know, we have dialects of Afrikaans, of one of the youngest languages in the world. We've already got dialects.
Definitely, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Certain dialects make me lock my doors.
Okay, Ulrich. This has been the Rainbow Nation podcast. Name patent pending. I'm still thinking about it, but this was a very cool episode. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for the invite.
Ulrich, do you want to talk about what you're busy doing? Any socials? Any plugs you want to share?
No, we're just doing my own pod with Toby. Dead Air. Dead Air podcast. That's it. It's December now, so wrapping up, coming to a close. I'll probably do spots where I can. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Not really going away. I'll take a fishing weekend here and there.
Yeah. No.
That's it. How about you?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I am also going to kind of just wind down a little bit of context, I guess. Ulrich and I are both comedians, performing comedians, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just going to wind down as well. I'm going away from the 20th to go climbing. I'm going to go climb in Boven, which is beautiful, dude. If you've ever been to God's Window, it's shit compared to Boven, dude.
Oh, yeah?
It's in Natal. It's like an hour from Nelspruit.
Okay.
Is it Natal and Mpumalanga? I'm not sure.
Mpumalanga, Limpopo is up there.
Yeah.
I was in Limpopo like 2 weeks ago, so you drive through Mpumalanga to Limpopo's. So it could be either side.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go do the Strandloper over New Year's, which is a 5-day hike in the Eastern Cape.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got. I just got lucky with a seat. A friend of mine was like, "I've got 2 extra tickets," and then my brother and I are going to go with him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Ulrich, thank you very much.
Sure.
It was nice to chat to you about where we come from, because we come from Joburg.
Yeah,
It's a different type of Afrikaans.
it is.
If we got anything wrong, or if there's anything that we forgot to mention, please
Who the fuck is?
write it down in the comments. Either fuck cares.
Okay. He's going to read the comments. Be nice.
No, be mean. I could take it.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ulrich.
You're welcome. Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.